Welcome to Twisted Monday, which just so happens to be taking place on a Tuesday. I'm sure someone must have checked their calendar just in case, because my calling it Monday confused them. And I can hardly blame anyone if that's the case, but hell yeah. I'm causing mayhem, so Monday is whenever the fuck I feel like it. And this past weekend, I had a very unique experience with Twisted Metal Black, which is hard to say when I've been playing this game for so many years. I got to run it at a speedrun marathon, a Fastest Furs marathon. And it went very badly. It was fun, and people enjoyed it. But my run went over estimate. I game overed on Minion. It was rough. I did rewatch parts of it and do the math on stuff. And really the only parts that were disastrous were the first level and the Minion boss fight. If those had gone better, we would have sailed well under a 30-minute time. So, two disasters. Overall, the run wasn't nearly as bad as it felt from my very harsh perspective. Nonetheless, I still feel like I owe penance. And that penance will come in the form of grinding Twisted Metal Black until I get my goal time. 25 minutes, 4th place on the leaderboards. Anything in the 25-minute range. That is our goal, and we have to do it with Crazy 8. My Sum of Best says it is well within the realm of possibility. There's the Sum of Best now. But we have to put together a really, really good run. That 25-minute time is not easily attained. And Crazy 8 is not the right tool for the job. But it is what was chosen at the marathon for me, and it is what I will continue to attempt with. Honestly, it's my preferred car to speedrun the game with. So, what I'm going to do right now is a no reset run, declaring it beforehand to make it official. We'll run through the game, see what the hell happens, see if I can beat my marathon time of 36 minutes. Slightly under 36 minutes. They stopped the timer late. And yeah, I should be able to beat that right now, but I probably will not get my goal time for quite a while. Which means a whole lot of grinding coming your way. Hope you enjoy that sort of thing. Because it begins right now. Crazy 8 remains difficult, and its overall DPS is considerably higher than the average, but considerably lower than the likes of Mr. Grimm, others. A Warthog, definitely Warthog. I wanted to say that Mr. Grimm has the most valuable special in the game per usage, but that is very much Warthog. Weapon backfire even. That is not speeding me up at all. I'm getting a little better with the usage of bank shots. Bank shots are not easy to pull off, but they're free real estate if you can. 10 out of 10. I really expected that not to work. Part of what makes this first level very bad, and this is easily top 3 hardest levels in the game, is that it is circular and there are tons of obstacles in the way. This specifically limits our ability to use skill-based pickups. Skill-based pickups very much benefit from having long open spaces. A lot of runway to work with. But we just don't get that here. And skill-based pickups do ludicrous amounts of damage compared to everything else. So even though they are readily available all throughout the level, they are often wasted. And you don't want to waste them. They're excellent. What choice do we have? That and the fact that enemies are constantly stealing our weapons. Their pathing is designed to grab most of the best ones. And the bomber. The bomber is wildly inconsistent. Hellishly inconsistent. I have a few strategies, but they are reliant on the enemy's behavior. The enemies don't behave. They're under no obligation to do anything. They just have tendencies to do certain things. Excellent. Honestly, having a first stage that is this difficult is ideal for speedrun purposes, because it means we get to reset very quickly when things inevitably go awry 600 times in a row. Speaking of which, I almost forgot that we were on a no reset run here, because this is rapidly approaching reset territory. Completely wasting one of my bombers is definitely bringing us even closer. Oh well. And we are officially in the red. Here's what I mean by skill-based pickups being so hard to use. You can basically only use them point blank. Where you at? Getting Spectre is always a nightmare. Weapons, weapons. Wherefore art thou? Are you still alive? Yep, that is better than my marathon time in the junkyard. Still, definite reset when going for a PB. But you never know, the RNG is so absurd that even getting this far behind this early on doesn't necessarily mean resetting is the right answer. Odds are this is a waste of a run, though. I did not mean the turbo boost, because I really want gas cans. And I want that power missile, because I discovered it. And now I grab it pretty consistently. Had a lot of machine gun upgrades. Those are fantastic. Damn it. My special has been picking the wrong target very frequently lately. Equidistant enemies, it just grabs whichever one it feels like. Technically, it's whichever one is closest to directly in front of you. Ugh. That was incredibly bad luck. Fired my weapon at the exact moment of a backfire, causing me to waste a lightning strike, which locked down all of my weapons for a while. It's weird how I had one good run at the mall. One time. Like I got a gold split. just by running laps of the mall and killing anyone who showed up. And ever since then, the mall has betrayed me, so I pretty much just stick here. Oh, this sucks. My skill-based pickups are all getting subverted by terrible enemy behavior. Again, it picked absolutely the wrong enemy. There's no way Shadow was closer than Manslaughter at that moment. And Manslaughter was also directly in front of me. So its selection isn't based on anything. Just vibes. You know what I mean? Whims and fancies of a malicious AI. GLaDOS tells us who we will be zapping. And we like it. This stage can be quite good, and I didn't used to incorporate it in my runs, so if you watch my old PB video, you did not see this level. And I'm glad we worked it in. This is largely in thanks to the runner who showed up out of nowhere and has set new world records in almost every category. Because he uses this level and then the ultimate level in the next section, which is the highway loop. That's right. But that's because he plays with Manslaughter, and Manslaughter can push enemies into the drink. Crazy 8 cannot do so. This area, however, has lots and lots of skill-based pickups and is relatively reasonable to use them. They don't just go to waste, so. I was overconfident. I was sure I fired enough missiles to kill Manslaughter. But I was one shy. Basically, though, if you're going to play this level, you want to camp either of the areas that has the recharge. So you're going to need that, and both of those areas happen to have a lot of good weapons. Ugh. Did not mean to use the lightning strike. I've now tested this game on multiple different controllers, including a very reliable PS4 controller. And it definitely switches what weapon you have equipped of its own volition from time to time. I was thinking it might have been a controller issue that was causing that to happen sometimes, but no, it definitely just has a mind of its own. Oh man, Mr. Krim is just not even gonna come to play. He wants mall strats. Whereas Axel, happy to come participate. Now I gotta go chase down Grim. Unfortunate that he was a millimeter outside of the range of getting max attacked. Costing me another minute. I can make that up. Hell yeah, Nerf Entropy has been recruited from the Fastest Furs audience into my own. Glad to have you. Just doing a no reset to start things off, but the goal is we are grinding down to a PB in the 25-minute range. Not sub 25. You could say sub 26, but 25-minute range just sounds more impressive. This is likely to take a long time, because this is no small effort. Oh, I really thought we were in range. You can shoot your special through any object. As long as a target is within range, it will still hit them and deal the appropriate damage. which is one of the things that makes Crazy 8 Special so good. I've used it in the junkyard on enemies that were stuck underneath crushers, or just doing bizarre things on levels that I couldn't get to, hanging out on the bridge that goes over the level. But because my special goes through walls, their obstinance, bizarre behaviors did not save them. I can't believe Manslaughter dodged so many of my attacks, and continues to, with just the gentlest of swerves. Absolutely every single one of my power missiles. We can make those up. I did just check my gold splits. And, this level is optimally about as long as the junkyard, but frequently goes much longer. And also the junkyard also gets away from me all the time. Both levels are not insignificantly challenging. This is maybe the only level in the game where enemy aggression is too high, and you'll get mobbed and lose control of the situation that way. Other levels, a big problem is just enemies wandering away from you. Oh, I did not mean to fire that off so early, but it's a good thing I did. If I fired any later, I would have done no damage whatsoever. There were a couple of people watching the marathon who liked my run and verbally stated as much. And that was a surprise to see, because objectively, it was significantly below any of my practice runs. I practiced the game quite a bit, but I did make sure to state many, many times over that there's a lot of RNG. Just in case everything went awry. And it did. So yeah, losing time here, losing a lot of time by the looks of it. I got satellites. Did not want satellites, but got the job done on a guy who was already about to die. Oh, he shielded. That is extraordinarily bad luck. I already suspect we are going to fall behind by marathon time through sheer misfortune. Stuff I don't have control over. Like that shielding there. I launched one of my environmentals intentionally, hoping that it would take out somebody. But the environmental in this level is useless, and it did absolutely nothing. As is the most likely result. Okay. Usually don't have anything to worry about from you. There's the last enemy. I will continue to lose 1 minute per level. All the way through this run. Yeah, I generally try to focus on keeping a good community. I'm not really a speedrunner. I took it up as like a side thing to experience games that I already liked in a different way. But mostly I casually stream stuff that I've never seen before or feel like needs more takes, i.e. obscure stuff. Not the best behaved minion so far. But yeah, speedruns are fun and quite stressful. I generally don't grind them for particularly long. Even when I am grinding them. Minion is definitely going way better than the marathon one. That's not a high bar to clear, though. I'd like to replace the skill-based pickup I just got. Those things are terrible. The reticle. Absolutely the worst one to get here. On the final boss, they remove the reticle from the skill-based pickup pool because I suspect they thought it would be too powerful. But here it is useless, so they leave it in. There, deathless minion at least. Didn't save time, but I have a decent amount of weapons, so I have the potential to save time in the next level. Also, I hadn't said it before, but Molly Mouseworth is a classy new display name. Well done. For a longtime viewer. We got dealt good opponents who are behaving very weirdly. Why on earth would Spectre of all people be this aggressive? As to wedge herself underneath me like a battle bot. Normally you get those two specific enemies, you are overjoyed, and you just blaze through that segment. Not today. Oh, he got the thing that I wanted. Well, deathless minion is down the drain. And it was going so well. The whole run. Clearly on a very solid pace. We're not here for pace. This is honestly the first time I'm picking up the game since the marathon. Which, for the record, I am famously cursed. And my hosting shift during the marathon also went ridiculously unfortunate in a number of ways. 2 runners disconnected and had to have their runs restarted. One of them a full, like, hour and a half later. Just generally, as soon as I showed up, bad luck and extreme misfortune infested their pathetic soul for all eternity. Axle power has indeed been removed. in our speedrun, Axel actually is a nightmare. He's very, very ill-behaved. Juggles you, does a lot of damage. Our special is like the only thing that deals with Axel in any sort of efficient manner. But even that takes 2 full uses to kill him. And it regenerates very, very slowly. So you're gonna be suffering for a long time. Unless you happen to have both uses ready to go when you encounter him. So we haven't seen Sweet Tooth yet. That was very unfortunate. Didn't waste my entire special, but it did eat the inputs that would have allowed me to charge up my special. Because I was frozen while making those inputs. We want more environmentals, and we want to save them by surviving. Roadkill has flaws with regard to speedrunning. I can definitely see it working, but that special is basically a reticle. Reticles are useless on the first level and very difficult to use on some of the later levels. It'd be good here, clearly. That didn't go well. Only got 2 environmentals out of the deal. The only characters that are explicitly underpowered and would make very, very bad speedruns, though, are Brimstone, of course. Brimstone's the worst character in the game. That was the guide button. It wanted some attention. Unfortunately, the PS3 controller has the guide button right next to the select button. And the select button is what I use to fix the camera at the beginning of every single level because it does not save your camera settings. Carious environmental. So yeah, Brimstone, not a good speedrun choice. Axel, probably not a good speedrun choice. However, Axel's special has a lot of knockback. And in this level in particular, that can be used to very easily push enemies over cliffs. So maybe Axel is more viable than I suspect. The only one that I'm certain is a bad choice is Brimstone. Manslaughter used to be considered bottom tier, and now the world record is held by Manslaughter. And for the record, the top 4 times in this game are all achieved using different vehicles. That is how well balanced this game is. So many viable vehicles, probably more to be discovered. There could be hidden vehicles that no one's ever heard of. Maybe Black Razor is the fastest vehicle. And someone will figure out how to re-implement Black Razor one of these days. Ah. Race to the bottom. But yeah, Manslaughter is kind of the new meta for this game. I should learn how to do Manslaughter. If I ever submit this run to a marathon again, it will be using one of the large vehicles, probably manslaughter. So Black Razor is the playable version of Warhawk that was intended to be implemented in the game. You can still find it on the character select screen using hacks. You have to hack into the game contents. But Black Razor is there. He's above all the other selectable vehicles, and he always has been. It's like actual creepypasta stuff, but it's real. That almost hurled me into oblivion. And I believe it is actually possible to get the... No, if you load in with the Black Razor, depending on how you do it, it either immediately crashes the game. That is the most likely outcome. But there's also a way... Bye. See you in hell, roadkill. There's also a way to get the game to load in, and it just loads a no character model, so you can't move or do anything. You're just sitting below the world, looking up, wistfully, at all the action you're missing. The entirety of Black Razor has been removed except for its character select option. Thank you, Grim. That is exactly what I wanted you to do, because I wanted to recharge. All right. Sweet Tooth. Possibly his first appearance in this entire run. And a swift exit. So the reason I wanted to see Sweet Tooth is because this game is one of two that does not take place on Christmas. Christmas Eve specifically. And we're coming up on Christmas, so very noteworthy. But Sweet Tooth is the only Christmas reference in the game, because his little ice cream jingle is "All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth." I just realized that like 3 days ago. I've mentioned it in other practice streams. But this is a semi-official Twisted Monday stream. So it bears repeating, because it is a mind-blowing revelation. That is a good question in chat. Am I doing another Twisted Marathon this year? So I suspect the answer to that question is going to come down to whether or not I can reach my my goal time in a reasonable time frame, which again, anything in the 25-minute range. Because once I get that goal time, I will be moving on to Twisted Metal 4. And once I have the Twisted Metal 4 speedrun locked down, I will move on to a full series speedrun. I will speedrun every single game back to back as a marathon. Technically, last year's Twisted Marathon was a full series speedrun, but the time I got was atrocious, so 13 and a half hours is the time to beat. God, that marathon was something. Basically, my goal time would be like 6 hours for the entire series. And it should be attainable based on my personal bests in every game. and my presumed personal bests for the games that I haven't done yet. Warhawk shield down. I've got 2 specials, which is exactly what you want. However, no energy and I can't tank anything. He's still alive. Close, though. Far from my best, but not that bad. And I checked, my boss fight time during the marathon was close to my gold split. It was about 5 seconds off my gold split. So, in the marathon, I really wrecked house on Warhawk. And that is a no reset run of Twisted Metal Black. 4.5 minutes behind my PB, still significantly lower than my marathon run time. So that's a little bit of redemption right there. Now, to push it much, much, much lower. That will be an ongoing project for probably quite a while. And if I keep saying that, it'll probably happen like the next run I do. That's my hope anyway, to reverse my luck, my bad luck, weaponize it against itself somehow. I don't know, I don't think reverse psychology works on being cursed, but we'll find out. Sooner or later. For now, that was revealing. I have told you my plans. There will be a full series speedrun, all 9 games back to back to back. Done very quickly. Sometime, hopefully soon. For now, though, we will come back and do more speedrun attempts. I'm actually going to attempt to get to my goal time today. As unlikely as it is. Stick around if you want to see that. But that was our official run. I am Fiendly, and I thank you for watching Twisted Monday.